Good day! We are the Group 7 of 1CMT, and in this video, we are going to further discuss the topic family as a social institution.
I am Marika and I will be presenting together with Airalyn BACERDO, Luis Viernes, Shaina Manguerra, Katherynn Tan, and Claro NACORDA.
The moment we are born, the people that we are exposed to are our family, as they are part of the core pillars of our principles and how we are right now.
A family is like a tenet of this world made by the Lord as a group of people that starts and helps life to grow into that as a child of God.
And with those teachings, we have come to be ready for society and be part of the world.
But what is a family in the social institution?
To start, let me define what family is and how it embodies our society today.
From the Apostolicam Actuositatem N11, the family is the first social cell to form. It is an organization of people consisting of husband and wife, parents and children, and other relatives. The family is formed and sustained by love and is the home of life since it is where individuals are conceived, born, and bloom to their full potential.
According to John Paul II, in society, the family has vital affiliations because it serves as its foundation and continues its role of service to life. It is from the family that citizens are born and learn social virtues that are driving force behind the existence and development of a stable society.
Moreover, each of us is born into a family, whether biological or adoptive, and we live inside a network of interconnected ties. This is another way of expressing that we are created in God's image, which is a communion of divine love.
God has entrusted the family with the responsibility of serving. This goal will be realized if the family presents itself as a domestic sanctuary of the church through mutual attachment and affection. This natural society calls on husband and wife to offer themselves completely in love and the gift of life.
Moving on, there are four functions of the family: regulation of sexuality, responsible procreation, socialization, and economic cooperation. Regulation of sexuality is the first purpose of the family, to regulate sexual behavior as a social institution.
It is necessary to conclude that there is no society in which individuals are free to express their sexuality as they see fit, but that there is an extensive collection of written and unwritten rules or norms that forbid some forms of sexual expressions.
Reproduction is the second purpose of the family in society, and here comes the responsible procreation. New generations are needed in order for society to develop, and this cannot be accomplished by reproduction alone. However, without this, all societies are doomed to extinction.
In actuality, the family is the key agent of socialization, and as such, it is not merely a producer of a biological kind nor restricted to reproduction, but plays a crucial role in the use of a particular language by children, a set of values, beliefs, abilities, and more.
The function of economic cooperation also plays a significant role within the family. In traditional societies, the family is the fundamental economic unit. It is responsible for meeting the requirements of its members like food, shelter, health, and general comfort.
Despite this fundamental change in role, the family continues to perform its essential economic functions. Example given is an adult who engages in diverse economic activities in exchange for compensation to provide the family with income.
When the family realizes its nature, positive and negative features arise. From familiaris consortiosis, we are made aware that relationships through marriage, the welfare of women in their reproduction, and the education provided to children require free will and notice.
One side of the coin presents the presence of the indignity of core values, such as erroneous practice with regards to freedom of spouses, increased divorce rates, ideas of abortions, openness to birth control, and the utilization of contraceptives. These negative scenarios are the idea of the misuse of freedom for selfish desires rather than its use to understand God's ploy for marriage and family.
We must take note that not all third world countries possess the needs that are necessary for living. Progressive countries, on the other hand, can have access to all these, which may inhibit some couples from procreating, as it is deemed as a challenge rather than a blessing.
In Dus Caritas S2, we can say that the love of God is essential in living. As of the moment, the word love has proven itself as one of the most recurrent words used correctly and incorrectly, as it has been correlated with a lot of meanings.
There are a lot of meanings for love. Love for one's nation, duties, one's families, residents, and love for God. Despite that, one is different from the rest. The love of man and woman, to which body and soul fuse to form one, promising a life filled with joy. This is defined as the peak of all versions of love to which nothing compares.
In Dus Caritas Est 11, as we have seen, the first original biblical faith is the picture of God. The second is found in the picture of a man. The biblical story of creation describes Adam, the first man, being alone and God's choice to provide him with helpers that made them a part of his existence. However, none of them are capable of becoming the aid that a man needs.
The Church, guided by faith, once again feels the pressing desire to proclaim the gospel, good news to all people, in particular to all those who are called for marriage.
In the final note, the Church is convinced that it is only through accepting the gospel can man's rightful hopes in marriage and the family be brought into the light.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that you learned a thing or two from our presentation.